What's up, guys? Happy 2026. Happy first Bold Voices live stream of the new year. I hope everyone had beautiful holidays and is coming into 2026 strong. Excited to be here with all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for interacting with us. Thanks for we love your comments, questions, feedback. So go ahead and chat with us in the comments. Please, please. We love to hear your thoughts and connect with you and interact with you. So talk with us, weigh in on the discussion. I will read through and bring some up on the screen. If you would be so bold to like, share the stream, subscribe, that would be incredible. I am so excited to have these three all-stars. I love them. I love talking with them. We have intelligent, respectful conversation. We have in the house Jay, Kevin Smith, and Madeline Elizabeth here with us today. What's up, guys?
What's up?
What up?
Happy New Year.
It's like we were the last stream before the new year, and here we are. I thought we'd started out strong.
Exactly.
Why? Did like something happen in the last couple of days, or?
I mean, nothing is ever happening in this country. It's like we never have anything to talk about. It's like, what do we sit here and we're like staring at each other, and
that's it.
And trading hats, doing hat costume changes and accessory costume changes. Madeline had a banging headband on last stream. So, we just like to.
I'm letting it rock tonight.
I always have, I'm not conversation. It's funny. I always have it. Look, I have a different headband. I could pull headbands out of every nook and cranny of my car, my purses. Yeah. It's all good.
You got a male Kevin one.
Yeah, there we go.
I could rock a headband. I feel like you had hair for it.
I had very long hair for a very long time.
Was that during your Warped Tour phase?
It was like it was between my Warped Tour and my EDM phase. It was right when I was like, oh, everyone loves Jax Teller, so why don't I just go with that? And it went from Jax to Dog the Bounty Hunter very quickly, and that's not cute.
I wish I knew you back then.
I was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we would have been friends, I'm sure. I mean,
oh yeah,
friends now. So
back in the day where you could just go to a nightclub and do whatever you wanted, and there was no rules.
Those were the days. I know. Yeah. Well, how are you guys? How's your year starting out? Are you guys? I know this is such a whatever question, but. Do you do resolutions? Do you have, or is it like goals? Are you doing any of that this year?
I started out pretty strong. I was like, I hope I have a better year than Nicolas Maduro. And turns out I think I'm doing well there.
So maybe we have you to thank. Maybe you manifested this.
Yeah, that was it. It was really all me. I think I deserve that 25 million.
Yeah. So just, I think that's a very realistic goal to try to have, right. There's unpredictable things that happen, but to try to have a better year than the last, well,
that's it. It's all about, taking steps, progressing.
And things that are in your control, like things you can actually do, and knowing what those things are and putting, intention behind them.
You never worked in therapy, Angela.
Well, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I just like to pretend that I do. Yeah. Does it sound good?
Yeah.
It's working.
It's convincing. That's good.
We all need to take these talking points into our consideration in our real life.
Fake it till you make it. Exactly. What about you guys, Madeline, Jay, anything on that? I don't even know about resolution. I don't necessarily do it, but some intention, some sort of what I want to work on or goals, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I was trying to gain weight, but I already hit my goal. So now I gotta get a new goal. I did it in 2 months.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I was trying to get
gain weight, just come to my house. I'll teach
I was trying to get to 225 and already hit it in like 2 months. So yeah.
Kevin's like, I got some.
Yeah, I hit that at puberty.
Well, I was 190 pounds in the Army, but I also used to ultra marathon. So.
Oh fuck that, bro! Take a car.
Yeah.
You'll get there way quicker.
Well, I'm proud of you, Jay. Congratulations. That's amazing.
I like hard stuff.
That's what she said.
I love that.
You can't just put that out there and think.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm comfortable in my manhood. I'm good.
Good. It's all right.
Yeah, that's what she said thing really hasn't died. Like my friends still say it. It's
perfect.
It's in full.
Speaking
effect.
of manhood, what about Bongino coming back talking about all these men and going on a blocking spree? I swear I've seen he's blocked like 5 people today. I'm like, what is going on? I'm confused.
He's pissed off at all the black pillars, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
A blocking spree. Jay and I were talking about blocking before, and yeah. I've had quite a list of claim to fame of people who have blocked me over the years.
My big, like, the one that I'm most proud of is Kinzinger, and that came early. Like he's a bitch, so like he blocks early, which I was glad that I rubbed him the wrong way because he rubs me the wrong way.
I got to tell you, my best block, which I didn't know until someone told me to look it up. Apparently, I'm blocked by Nancy Sinatra. which is majestic, because like
who is Woody Allen's old wife? She blocked me too. Like what was it, Mia Farrow or whatever?
His stepdaughter.
I didn't even know who the hell she was until like I figured out that she blocked me.
Well, if you've ever been an executive at a TV studio, you know who she is, because her son's coming for you, but and getting everything wrong and still winning a Pulitzer. But yeah, Nancy Sinatra.
Apparently, your boots are not made for walking.
Nah, her father would, for shame.
Well, yeah. The whole, you guys, I think Jay knows my Adam Kinzinger thing. Like he full on came after me. Like he got me like to be one of the most blocked people on like whatever, Blue Sky, like, for calling me like a conservative psyop. Like and I don't even know, we didn't even have an interaction. So I don't even know what that was about. Anyways, but the biggest one for me, I mean, you guys know Donald Trump did block me back in the day.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. I was actually blocked by Trump, but he had to unblock me. But that is kind of crazy. Like, look.
He had the government. He's got the government check now.
You want to know what's even better? Are you ready for this one? I am blocked by my congressman who I work for. And he doesn't know it because his last chief of staff didn't like me. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy, this list of
I had Bondi silence me. She like deleted, like exited my post, and then it said like my post had been like silenced or like deleted from Bondi. I'm like, thanks.
Who?
Oh my gosh.
Wanted to see Pam. Good old Pam.
Pam.
Oh, Pam.
I'm sorry, you saying Pan?
Pan.
I'm gonna start calling her fucking spam if she doesn't.
I don't know what you're saying, David. I got smacked legs off the mods for this, Angel. I followed the rules, got punished, but little Timmy can do all sorts of rubbish. I'm not sure what's going on with that statement, but I don't know. Oh, for the bikini?
The bikini looks hot. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Is that a UK bikini?
Yeah. It looks like it, right? Yeah. Who is that? Who is that person?
Yo, that like Grok put a bikini on me thing is getting wild.
It's all the rage, right?
Someone did it to that like Democrat influencer Olivia Juliana, and Grok responded with no.
Oh.
Who's that?
She's hard to miss.
Oh, the one that was supposed to draw men into the Democrat Party.
Yeah,
I got it.
That one, the one who clearly doesn't have any friends, because when you're that big, you can't go on TV and say, "You're not at the table. You're on the menu. I'm like,
what was supposed to be the appeal though? Like, I sorry to sidetrack, but like, what was supposed to be why was she supposed to draw people in? I just don't get that. Like,
money and low self-esteem.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, speaking of, Kevin, you brought up Maduro. First up in the chat tonight is Venezuela. On January 3rd, U.S. military forces conducted a raid in Venezuela, capturing the president Nicolas Maduro and his wife. He was extradited to the U.S., where they both were. Maduro was detained over drug trafficking indictments. I made that like slang, drug trafficking. I'm trying to make it sound cool, but it's not. It's not. Trump announced that the U.S. is going to temporarily run the country to stabilize it and rehabilitate its oil infrastructure. As per usual, the opinions on this are all over the map because on the left, Trump can never do anything right. And anyway, it's all over the place. So supporters are saying that it was pragmatic, delivering justice and strategic gains. It's law enforcement action against indicted narco-terrorist dictators and a blow to drug trafficking and migration issues. The haters, the critics are saying it's reckless imperialism, prioritizes short-term U.S. interests over long-term global stability and democratic principles. As well as that it's illegal, it's an unconstitutional act of war without congressional authority. He's all about the oil interests over justice, drugs, and democracy, potential, backlash and prolonged chaos and conflict. So it's all over the map. There's potential pros and cons. We don't know exactly how it's all going to play out. How are you guys feeling overall in terms of pros and cons and, any concerns over this?
Normally I would hate it. I don't like regime change and I don't like, getting involved in stuff overseas. But this ended in about an hour and a half. So people comparing it to Iraq and Afghanistan, it's a little ridiculous. We spent a couple $1 trillion doing that on the other side of the world. I think Maduro certainly poses a bigger risk than Saddam Hussein ever did, just based on proximity. But like I said, normally I would hate this kind of stuff, but I think there's a difference between being an isolationist, which is what I probably tend to be more towards, and pragmatism. They had their shot and they took it. And they were in, they were out. No Americans died. His vice president took over, and we'll see what all happens with it. Like I said, if it turns into a quagmire like Vietnam or boots on the ground like Iraq and Afghanistan, then I'll be pissed. But I'm not going to hem and haw over things that may happen. I'm going to live in the moment and see what has happened. So that's where I'm at. I took it like they took him alive. Like, no, if I'm the dictator of a country, I'm going down. Like, there's no way I'm not going to be killed immediately after yelling, "Say hello to my little friend." Like, you have to. But yeah, that's pretty much where I am on that. Like, I don't like it, but I could have hated it a lot more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Madeline and I were just talking about this right before the show, and the thing is like, when I think about these things, I spent 5 years in the Middle East in combat, and so the thing is like, I don't like going to war. Like, I really wanted a break from war. But the thing is this has more of like, this is closer to home for us, right? Than something that is in Iraq or something that's in Afghanistan. Like, there's more of a reason for us to intervene, and it has like in terms of like the drugs coming in, the oil thing that China and Russia were playing for their oil or whatever. Like, this has a bigger impact on us here at home. So I have less of an issue with it, especially because we did it so quickly. And the other thing is like, I don't want to be involved in like building their country out. Like if we can avoid doing that, if we can stay the fuck out of that piece, then I'm all for it. Let them build up their own country. That is the only way any of this works. When we try and force a country to do the things that we want them to do, it never works out. That will never be America. Venezuela is Venezuela. They're going to do it how they want to do it. And if we try and, if the CIA tries to stand people up and they want it to be this thing that, similar to what we are, it'll never work. We saw it in Afghanistan. We saw it in Iraq. It will never work. And so they have to do it themselves. Now we got their dictator out. Now we got to make sure that the cartels and the bad people don't take over. We kind of took that on when we got their, Maduro out, I guess. It's kind of our responsibility now. But the thing is like, I don't want to build their country up. If we can avoid that, we should. If we can have some kind of business relationship, I think it benefits us. Who doesn't want cheap gas?
Yeah, well, you brought up a point that I wanted to touch on, which is, about the U.S. running the country, right? Like what that's going to cost. And like we already have So that's, I think, a concern, like our, tax dollars going to the, like, and we're already talking about the economy.
Already paying for Ukraine. Like it's another pointless war. I don't believe that we should be ever running Venezuela. Also, if we're going to be running Venezuela, then we're going to have to deal with Cuba. In my opinion, we can all say it's about drugs. I don't know how this is going to hold up in court. I think they're hoping Maduro flips. I think CIA is banking on him flipping. They've been pretty decent to him so far. There's a lot of photos of him coming off the plane and him with like different agents we've seen online. I think they're going to try to flip him, get more out of him. But I think this is all, again, about, you look at BRICS building up. We know that China has already been using the yen to buy and purchase oil from down there. There's the Panama Canal. The biggest concern I have is how this could just lead into more. There has been issues, people have had their comments about Iran and Israel. We know kind of at the same time, we've had some things go on with Iran. And Iran's leader has already come out and said they're basically at war with us. So I think we just need to be really careful how much we're doing at one time.
So, but the other thing is too, like if we're going to have troops in the Middle East, if we're going to have people stationed abroad, which we have no intention of, at least that I've seen, no intention of drawing that down. Iran fuels attacks on our troops relentlessly. 9 times out of 10, it's been like the arms or whatever has been supplied by Iran. So the thing is like, dealing with Iran, dealing with them with an iron fist is in our best interest in terms of if we're going to have troops stationed over there. We have to. I know it. I've had friends that died by Iranian arms. And the thing is like, if we have no intention of drawing down troops, we're going to keep troops in Syria. We're going to keep troops in Iraq. We're going to keep troops in all these different countries or whatever. Then we need to deal with Iran. And I don't want our troops to be over there. Honestly, like, why in the fuck are we in Syria? Like, what benefit is it to us here? It's really hard to see Syria from Georgia. I can tell you that right now. It's like, so what do I care? Like, and so I'm not for complete isolationism, but the thing is like, I don't see any benefit. That place is never going to get better.
Well, I think we're working our way to isolationism we've funded Ukraine. That proxy war, by proxy, we're helping Ukraine when it comes to the Russian war. We know Russia and China have gotten way closer over the last 5 years, especially since the Ukraine war started. And we know that at the end of the day, they were all working with Venezuela, and China has basically seized Panama. And now Trump has also come out in the last few days and talked about taking Greenland and how we need Greenland. And they have not come forward and said they're going to give us Greenland. And so, my biggest thing is we are pushing a lot right now. And I want to caution, because our deficit, is incredible. And it really worries me how many baskets we have our hands in.
But the thing is like, so having been stationed over there, the thing is like, they need a mid-Atlantic launching point. If we're going to draw down from Europe, they need something to as a launching point if we're going to maintain like our world power. And so in terms of like Greenland being against us taking Greenland, I don't think they're against it. Denmark is obviously against it. But the thing is like if we're going to draw down in Europe, if we're going to draw down in Germany, which costs us tons of money. I forget the specific number, but when I was over there, it's like $400 a day we pay for every soldier, airman, sailor that we have in their country, plus their family members. We pay like $400 a day to secure their country. Why in the fuck are we paying them anything?
Germany's
They shouldn't be paying them anything. They've been running up the American Express bill for years.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing is that I'm pretty sure the Department of Defense is 3.5% of Germany's entire GDP, just based on what, not even like foreign aid, NATO type stuff, just based on what Americans spend at like Ramstein.
Yeah, so and so they can fund all their green bullshit fucking, like they got windmills over there and they got solar whatever, and energy is extremely expensive over there, but they invest in all these other things. Why? Because we're protecting their country. But the thing is like if we say no, we're not doing that anymore, or if you want us to stay there, you need to pay us. I'm all for that. If they want to foot the bill for everybody being over there, then I'm all for it, because Germany's a nice fucking tour. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not a bad place for soldiers to be. It's not like, soldiers, airmen, they want to go over there. But the thing is like if we're going to secure their country, they need to pay for us. They need to be paying for that security, because they're obviously not spending on their own defense. They're not having to worry about Russia. We're the ones that are keeping Russia off of them. So,
well,
Germany
that's the whole
also
thing with
sets
NATO,
the bar
is
for
that
standards and manufacturing. A lot of R&D, if you're in manufacturing, a lot of R&D people go over to learn a lot from the different manufacturers over there. And their standards as of environmental are very high. You'll never beat the EU standards. Germany's standards are ridiculous. But I think there's a lot to be said about working with Germany. The fact that we have to pay them anything is incredible to me, considering they've been, like I said, running up the bill with us. I think the biggest thing, I'm happy that Trump, he's showing our strength, but he also is a president that he ran on ending the forever wars, and he has ran on not trying to spend money and taking care of other countries, but taking care of the American people. And it really, that all frightens me. And then on top of that, we have him calling out, there's this issue where we have a lot of different, today he said, he basically doesn't like Massey because Massey hates Israel. Like, what does that have to do with anything about Congress? Like, that should not be a reason. I can have any opinion I want. That doesn't mean he shouldn't be allowed to run for Congress and that he should be primaried. We have issues. And my biggest thing is, what made us go right into Venezuela? And again, we all know, yeah, sure, but there's China's responsible for drugs. Mexico's responsible for drugs. We all have issues coming in with drugs everywhere at the border. Okay, so that Venezuela is not like that. We didn't do that because of drugs. And the average American that keeps believing the drug boats and we arrested him because of drugs, that's bullshit. We arrested him because of gold. We arrested him because of oil, and we arrested him because at the end of the day, China and Russia and Venezuela, they are all becoming way too close, and we wanted to deter that.
Exactly. If you look at the way Trump deployed tariffs when they first started, what did he do? He put tariffs on all the countries around China, all the ports, Vietnam, the Philippines, Thailand, Bangladesh. He put all those tariffs on, and then he slapped the bigger tariff on China and progressively lowered the ones around it. So I think what he's doing, I think this is a long game about China. I think that the boats, the drugs, the fentanyl or whatever is just a cover for trying to basically cut out China's fuel source, because China gets a lot of their energy from Venezuela. And I think if you can cut their legs out, you're going to start to see serious issues in the CCP.
Well, they
you
were
know,
also using the yen, which was another issue.
Yeah.
They weren't using the dollar, and they've been trying. Trump is trying to cut that as well.
exactly.
But keeping that in mind, do you think that's a good thing that he did that then?
Yeah,
I do too.
I do.
Yeah,
Because look, we cannot fight China straight up. They got 4 times the amount of people, and they're willing to lose every one of them.
That's not true. I'm telling you right now, we would annihilate China. Our tech is far superior to them.
Oh, I'm sure it is, but they just have enough. They have enough. It's like 300. You know, the Spartans were better, but they had more people.
Yeah, but our weapons are far more sophisticated. We would annihilate China.
I am not trying to find out.
I'll tell you my big.
I don't want to find out either. But
My big fear is this. My big fear is that we do this with Venezuela, but then we have Cuba. We have other. This is a long game, as Kevin just said. My fear is that this is very much gaslighting leaders around the world that we did this. A lot of leaders came out against it. And I just want to make sure that this administration carries through this entire long game plan. And because it's just like tariffs. We really would need JD Vance or, his successor to win to see the real benefit of tariffs. My biggest fear with this is a long game, and we need to make sure it gets carried out, because if not, we are just gaslighting these other countries. We're gaslighting the corruption, and at the end of the day, we end up somehow losing in 2028, and you get a Kamala, you get more corruption coming into the White House and in power. I mean, we could even lose the House. After Lamotha died today, we're down to 218, guys, majority. 218 to 213. That's midterms. We're not going into midterms looking very good. So
no, for sure. You're absolutely right. And look, this all ends if we lose the midterms. It's investigation after investigation. It's impeachment after impeachment. It's everything all day long. But you know what? I got to tell you, I am, as far as the leaders from around the world, particularly from Europe, when they feign outrage over this, like all they did was bitch. Biden puts a bounty.
And we pay for everything. We're still in NATO. One of the things I have asked recently, Trump pulled out of NATO the last time. Why did we not put out of NATO? Screw NATO. And one of the reasons we've stayed is because of Ukraine. Screw Ukraine. Screw NATO. I want to get out. Like,
I think NATO should pay us.
Ukraine or NATO anymore.
I think the NATO countries should pay us for the protection. Why are we paying into NATO? Like, if there's some sort of
largest too.
Yeah, if there's some kind of ground invasion or an attack on an Article 5 country, do you think that NATO's going to get together and go, hold on, guys, we have to wait. Luxembourg isn't here yet. We have to wait for Montenegro.
The EU never listens to us. Look at London. It's been it's complete. They've imported thousands and millions of migrants into London and all of these countries over there. We've told them, we've warned them, and that means so when all this happens and there's all these fights in the streets, they're going to come to us. And they're going to want us to come fight their wars. And then the CIA gets involved. And then there's this whole quote unquote regime change. And then we end up in forever wars where the American taxpayer is paying these forever wars. Meanwhile, these countries get to run free with it. It's insane. And at some point, we've got to figure it out.
If we're going to do a regime change, we got to do one in fucking London. We got to, they want to do a regime change that bad, fine, go install Nigel Farage.
Well, it's crazy because we could push for something like that because it's more of like a civil country. There are somewhat civil leaders. It's crazy because we never go into these normal countries. It's always me that has to make the Israel joke or the Jewish joke. But somebody made a joke, like, if we can do this in Venezuela, why don't we just go arrest the worker like Netanyahu? It's true. Like, some people may feel that way. I'm not saying I feel that way, but it was funny because there is, depending on who you are, there's some truth to it.
Well, I'm sitting here. I'm like, we took out a communist leader in South America in 2 hours. How long would it take us to remove a communist mayor? Not that I have one in mind that's like down the street.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, I'm happy Trump is showing strength and whatnot. And after 4 years of Biden, we literally looked ridiculous on the world stage. But at the end of the day, what about the corruption in our country?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and I just want to say, the administration's done a lot this week. You know, from in Maha with the vaccine updates for children, and you know the deal with oh my God, defense going in and the war going into Venezuela. But again, DOJ has not done anything. I have not seen any indictments from Pam Bondi, and I'm going to continue to call up Pam Bondi and the DOJ because this is going to come back to haunt all of us.
Well, it's not like she can hear you. She's got you blocked.
Well,
she's silent. Yeah, I know.
That is going to be the thing that makes conservatives not come out and vote in 2026. If she doesn't do anything, which she will, I don't believe that she will. I think she needs to be replaced. That's the only answer that I see producing a result. And the thing
and then you have Harmeet Dillon saying that they're making list of Republicans that are, for anyone that calls that, and
100%.
We'll talk about this later, but Democrats are making list of Republicans to rearrest and come after.
They're gonna.
Why is it always Republicans getting arrested?
Well,
they're gonna come after Elon too. They're gonna come after Elon. They're gonna come after the big influencers. They're gonna silence us on social media. It's gonna be January 6th all over again.
Do we think that this is gonna be a long explanation, but like the Big Beautiful Bill, for example, they put a lot of their eggs in the Big Beautiful Bill. Prices went up over the last year because of tariffs, and they said, look, everything is going to be better once these tax cuts are implemented, once we get, the no taxes on tips and whatnot, putting all the economic pressure into the second year. Could it be that Pam Bondi is willing to look like shit for the first 9 months, and then 2-3 months from now, they got all their ducks in a row on 40 people and they start dropping indictments? I mean, that way, time it for the midterm.
If she does, I will come out and say, I'm impressed. I'm sorry. I have no problem.
I want to be clear. I don't think that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
But,
well, I do think this. I think the first quarter for us this year is going to be insane internationally. I think we are going to, things like Venezuela. I think a lot will happen with the Middle East because I think between quarter 2 and quarter 3 with the Fed change and then the cut of rates, they're really banking on economy, and especially with midterms starting around then. And so I think with that, they're not going to want international bullshit like this going on. So they're trying to get it all out of the way. And then they're going to focus on the economy quarter 2 and 3, because ultimately you can't have the bounce back and you can't have the market looking good if you're going into Venezuela and you're doing things in Iran. It can make the market fluctuate. So
I want to tell you, it fluctuated over the last 36 hours in a real way, baby. Chevron, let's go. Halliburton, let's go. I went shopping at about 4:31 yesterday. It was very nice. Right after the market closed, I did all my wraps and I ran out of the house. But no, look, you're right. I think we're going to see an economic boom in Q2 and Q3, leading right up to the midterms. But like I said, someone, even if we're just looking at Minnesota, someone in a position of power needs to go to prison, not resign, not keep their pension. They need to go to jail because. Yeah. There are like Tim Walz, all right? Oh, his consequences, he's not running for re-election. No, right. It's like Casino. Like that scene, I think I talked about it last week. In Casino, Robert De Niro walks up to the guy and goes, either you're in on it or you're so stupid that you didn't notice it was happening. Either way, get the hell out of here. And that's what Tim Walz is doing right now.
He's 100% in on it. That's why he's not running again. There would be no other reason for him to not run again. His career is not over. He's the left really likes him or whatever. In St. Paul, Minneapolis, he's pretty insulated, and so there would be no reason for him not to run. He had a part in this. He feels the heat from the whatever, the backlash from the Somali daycare. So and It took Nick Shirley to do this, so that's the most frustrating part. The thing is we have an entire Department of Justice that is supposed to look into these fucking things. We have an inspector general that's supposed to be overseeing all of these programs and everything that's going on or whatever to make sure that it's on the up and up, and they're absolutely not doing that. They're looking the other way.
So, real quick, I also want to say that I don't support the visas, that they're opening visas for Venezuela. And I do not support that.
Yep.
And a lot of people are not, they talk about it here and there, but they have not highlighted. They are allowing visa applications and they're opening up an office to start going through that. That is not the answer to import Venezuelans.
Right.
At all.
Yeah. We saw that with Tren de Aragua, like we, you know, the Biden administration shuffling them in or whatever, and then they're taking over entire apartment complexes in Colorado. So they need to solve their problems. We got their dictator out, and the other piece is too is you'll see on social media or whatever these celebrations and stuff like that. That is not happening within Venezuela. None of those celebrations, none of that shit is happening within Venezuela. It's very uncertain. They don't know what's happening. So the people are still locked down within Venezuela. So I've talked to people that are in there or whatever. Like all these celebrations are people outside of Venezuela. It's very uncertain. It's very dangerous still in Venezuela if you live there. So that's like the social media posts or whatever that you see or whatever, those are people that have already left Venezuela. I just want to say that too, because it's a kind of a misconception on like, you know, people are excited and they want change or whatever. But the thing is there's no celebrations going on in that country.
Trump just truthed. I hate saying that. I'm pleased to announce that the interim authorities in Venezuela will be turning over between 30 and 50 million barrels of oil.
Yeah, I saw that.
To the United States. This oil will be sold at market price. It's not how markets work, but that's not really the point. And that money will be controlled by me as the president of the United States to ensure it is used to benefit the people of Venezuela and the United States. Chris Wright, thank you for your attention to this matter.
I bet the oil companies are loving this since they're exiting California. This is like, hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. We look, and I want to be clear. This is like not okay to say, but I don't really care. If we're gonna overthrow a country, let's at least get something out of it.
Yeah,
we went into Iraq, we went into Afghanistan and took nothing. What is the point of
just lives lost? Yeah.
Yeah, what's the point of taking over a country unless you're gonna get some of the shit they have? Like, oh, that's a war crime.
Well, you said it earlier. KBR, Halliburton, they all took something from it.
Exactly.
But we didn't take anything from it.
And look, this is what I tell people. I'm like, learn the news, buy the news. You know, are there much bigger owners of Halliburton and Chevron and BP and Exxon stock than me? Definitely. And they're going to make way more money. But you know what? If you're smart, you like you said, you learn the news and you buy the news. You know, there was during that whole Tesla boycott, once that price hit 260, I was looking for change in my damn couch to buy stock. And it went back up to what the hell is it now? Like Tesla stock. Yeah, well, 4.5. Like,
yeah. Just to reiterate too, congratulations to Pete Hegseth, Mark Kelly. I love that he pulled his retirement, but again, if somebody like Jay Hans or anybody else did any of these things in the military, they could be sentenced. They could be indicted. They could go to jail. I mean, this is not normal that we're just going to let somebody but I give Pete Hegseth credit for doing that at least. At least we've seen something come out of Pete Hegseth. At least we've seen movement in different sides of the White House from the Maha group this week. I haven't seen anything out of DOJ, and sometimes we forget because there's been so much movement. We think it's Pam Bondi doing it. It's not Pam Bondi doing any of this. This has nothing to do with Pam Bondi or Kash Patel.
Yeah. Well,
I can't wait for Dan's first show back.
Kevin pointed that out too.
I honestly think he's going to be a really big disappointment. The way he's coming in hot at people, I think he's going to be a huge disappointment.
It's really just Matt. He's really just coming in Matt, and I don't know why. I got to stand in the middle of my friends and just go.
So I wanted to highlight Angie's comment I thought you guys would enjoy. We need a 23-year-old lawyer like Nick Shirley to run the DOJ. So many interesting points of view for sure, and a lot of the criticisms about everything that's going on. Madeline, you touched on a lot of them in terms of, I think a lot of people are upset that he was the no war president, and concerns over this sort of endless war and, you know, backlash and escalation from all this. I think a lot of people think that it's about oil and things like that, not really about the drug
I
trafficking.
just think this president the White House needs to be very more transparent. I think so. I get when we go into a country like this was an operation that they're not going to just come out and say, hey, we're going to go pick up, you know, a leader of a country. I'm not talking about that. But they have not been great at explaining the process and what they're doing. And the news cycle moves so fast that it's really hard for them to get their point. I just think they really should just come out and be transparent about it and say what the end game is here. Because if not, that is what leaves room for conspiracies, for people to be nervous. You know, I'm proud of him for showing strength on the world stage. But again, I don't want forever wars.
I don't know.
So,
do we really want the president like explaining his entire foreign policy strategy to
No,
Fred Bear?
no, that's why he didn't brief the gang
explaining
eight.
it, but it's not though. But it's not explaining it. It's there's a way to be strategic in PR. Something I do. There's a way that communications can do this to where people are not consistently questioning every little thing. And again, you guys, we just said this isn't a short game. This is a long game. So if this goes on and this is a long game, I think setting the American people straight and giving some idea, not just saying it's about drug boats, when all of us are way smarter than that. Trump always said the American people are smarter than the Democrats treat us, right? So I think the voters deserve to know this. There is a long game, and he does have an idea, because all they're seeing is Maduro photos, and they're just talking about drug boats. They're hearing about oil. That's great. But now they're just the average voter is confused.
Well, I don't think it's about thinking that the American citizen is dumb. I think it's not about mapping out your policy to the rest of the world. You know, I say this.
Here's the thing. I think the rest of the world, I think all the leaders and the people that are bitching, I think they all know what the hell we're doing. All of us, all of us who are not in the administration, we all have a solid hunch. I guarantee you a good percentage of each one of our takes is right. So at the end of the day, like, all of these people that do this for a living are in politics, whether they live in Germany, China, whoever it is, they understand it. They know what we're doing. They're not stupid. So like, they can at least be a little transparent to help the American people understand what the hell we're doing. To blame drug boats is insane. And then you have Lindsey Graham on Air Force One talking about taking Cuba, and you guys, it's just like it loses people. And
do you know how unsettled?
We do have midterms to worry about, and the average person, they're just thinking about the wars. I love Trump. I love that he did it. I understand all different sides of this. I agree. But do I think the average American who just keeps talking about drug boats? I had sitting Congress people tell me that this was about drugs literally for weeks, and we argued on Capitol Hill before Christmas. Meanwhile, now it's all about oil and a lot of other things. So again, and I had somebody call me about that. So yeah, I guess, like, sure. But I think there's parts of us that we need to be honest and a little more transparent and let the American people know it is a long game.
Yeah, I mean, great points. And another thing we've been talking about is that, you know, most Americans have been asking for a focus on domestic issues and affordability. And I think that's another huge criticism here is like, right. So, and transparency is something that we've also been talking a lot about. You guys were talking about, sorry, go ahead, Jay.
Well, the thing is like the domestic issues or whatever, they're going to happen. Like the prices are coming down or whatever, but that's not something that happens overnight. I think I have zero concern about Trump making that happen, because he's going to. But the thing is that doesn't happen overnight. That's decades that takes. So like these are like that's, I don't think that's gonna play a part in the midterms. What's gonna play a part is the Department of Justice and their inaction. That's
who can take care of domestic. Really, when you think about it, anything international is CIA and the Department of War and the administration, the Trump cabinet. They have, and Homeland Security. I mean, besides that, the FBI and DOJ are responsible for protecting the homeland. That is their job.
Yeah, and they're not doing that. Well, the thing is like the prices thing though. That's not gonna, like, I don't think, like, that's, I think most people understand that that's gonna take a long time to fix. You can't just fix that overnight. Joe Biden, you could buy half as much groceries. You don't just fix that overnight. These companies don't just start saying, oh, okay, well, we'll just take less profit and charge you less. Like, it doesn't work that way. The thing is like the thing that's going to make or break us is whether or not we run down these fraud cases, whether or not we hold Democrats accountable, whether or not we go after the big fish. People are talking about, well, you got to go after the little fish so they flip on them or whatever. Bullshit. We are out of time. We're going to lose in 2026 if they don't go after these people right now. And because conservatives are going to be turned off, they're going to be tired of being let down, and for good reason, right? They haven't seen anything. All the things that we said we were going to do, lock her up, all, like, running down fraud, like all these different things, Epstein list, all these different things are going to play into. That's what's going to make conservatives not turn out. Those are the things that the conservatives are really concerned with, because the thing is like you said, they have a rearrest list, right? Some of these, like the people that we've been talking in spaces with and stuff, like they're going to be rearrested. Like they like it's upon it enough. I just lost you guys. Hopefully,
no, you're here.
Oh, you're here. You had a little
a little glitch, and you look. I think you guys are totally right. I think there is also and this gets to the Bongino question that came out before, the sort of grift industrial complex that we all have to live with, that we all have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. The people that'll just take the contrarian view on everything and just piss people off. It's like the Israel Charlie Epstein crew that are like, oh, well, all right, let's see, let's gauge public sentiment. They took out Maduro. Okay, now we're going to be about forever wars. And it's like, I think that crew that's online, and I'm sure there's a lot of names that come to mind when people hear that, is a serious problem on our side. And I think that is something that isn't going to be fixed. But I think those people are big enough online that they're going to cause a serious problem in the midterms.
Let's be honest, optics-wise, it's probably not the best for Lindsey Graham to be on Air Force One and on every news channel the week of Venezuela happening. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, 2 days later, Trump posts out how we need to primary Massey. I think, for anybody who is worried about our deficit, for anybody who is worried about the forever wars, I think we are just, Lindsey Graham's one of the biggest neocons I know. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like,
the optics there were terrible.
I have like a running rule that if I don't know how I feel about something, I see how Brian Kilmeade, Lindsey Graham, John Bolton feel about it, and then I just do whatever the opposite is. If I'm like, even with Maduro, I woke up and I was like, what do I think about this? And then I turned on Fox and Friends and I was like, oh, Brian Kilmeade's erect. Maybe we should have left him in place. And then you saw Lindsey Graham looking as gay as the day is. I just Lindsey, baby, come out. Like, nobody cares anymore. How excited he was. And now he's like, maybe. And then John Bolton goes, maybe Cuba's next. Maybe Nicaragua's next.
And then Trump an hour later says we need Greenland. Yeah, I'm like,
okay. Well, I think Greenland's different.
And that's fine. But here's the thing: slow the fucking roll.
I think the Greenland thing, Trump said once, saw that the people he doesn't like had an insane reaction and just went.
Well, I think it was to gaslight all of those people for sure, because he just took a leader out of Venezuela, and he's like, "Well, guys, you want to fuck around and find out? Maybe we'll just come and take Greenland ourselves."
I think it's so.
Here's the thing. I want to be really careful how strong we want to get when we're already in so many places that we shouldn't be right now.
Well, look, if we were to take our troops out of Yemen and deploy them to Greenland, I would have no issue there. Because guess what? I am fully confident that unless they're going to get squashed by a walrus or something, that they're not going to be killed in Greenland. There's like 12 people there. I'll be honest with you, not really even totally sure what's there. I know it's like full of ice, but like science labs. But I just think that like I would pull out of the Middle East entirely. Guess what?
Well,
guys?
the Middle East, a lot of them are migrating to the EU. And then, Russia, Putin has offered and said, hey, come on into our country, basically. We'll take you. To anybody in the EU. He has said, like, we will take people, bodies, and he's not just talking. They need population.
Shockingly, he's not taking in any of the Muslim refugees.
That's the point. He tried that in
Chechnya.
But here's the thing. We're also pushing, when we're all there, with us being there, and this has nothing to do with an anti-Semitic comment, but we are pushing Muslims, as much as we are pushing Muslims out of the Middle East and into the EU as well. We are not helping that case at all. Israel is completely up. Look at what happened in Gaza. So, like, at the same time, we have our partner within. If Israel's our number one partner, that's great. But at some point, we have to realize who we're making our enemies. Mm-hmm. There's long games everywhere. And I just think we're all we all have children, grandchildren one day. Like, we need to think about the future here, not just the next month.
Well, I also think the problem with long gaming in America is that, like Xi Jinping can long game. He's not going anywhere. But our foreign policy and our economic policy for a very long time has operated like on the 24-hour news cycle. And you can't run a country on a 24-hour news cycle. And I think that is the advantage that many of the despots around the world are going to have. A guy like Xi Jinping can see the tariffs and go, all right.
Well, just think about it.
The market might move and react, but at the end of the day, people like Jamie Dimon, they don't care because they do know that even if the market reacts, they can see it. That's what people do for a living. They sit there, they move their money. Yeah, they lose a few thousand, they gain it back. They know how to do it. That's what they're trained to do. That's what they go to school for. We have day traders that never even went to school and they're better at it. So yeah, that's
buy and don't ever sell.
That's neither here nor there. I think the biggest thing you look at Xi, it has been made clear by every Chinese person and in all of his books that Xi has said, I will take Japan before I die. Like, that is his legacy. And we have to, one day Japan's going to have to decide, are they going to give it to, like, how this is all going to work? We're already all in their waters. We have taken over. We basically represent their waters. So who knows? And especially with Taiwan and the semiconductor and all the chips, we have a few years of very interesting, but we have to win midterms. Our numbers are not looking good going into it. And then on top of that, if we lose midterms, it could really hurt us in 2028.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to hurt us because it's going to be nonstop freaking whatever the impeachment hearings, and then they're going to come after conservatives, like you said. They have a rearrest list. It's going to be really bad for us, and that's why I keep trying to impress upon people that the Department of Justice is really hurting us in a lot of different ways. The Pete Hegseth has done a fantastic job in the military. Like, honestly, like, I wish I was serving under him. Trump made some fantastic picks. Hegseth is one of them. RFK is another one. Some of these picks that he's made are just phenomenal, and they're doing great things, and they're making our country a better place. But the thing is like the DOJ is not. I don't have the same opinion about that at all, and we're not getting anything done. We're going to be held accountable for the whatever, and the wheels of justice only seem to work slow on our side.
You really haven't heard a lot from Tulsi Gabbard in a while. I'm curious what she's up to.
Well, she was. I think I mentioned this like on a show or so ago. She's pissed. She's been pissed. She
should be.
She's pissed at Bondi. She went on. You could tell she purposely went on was it Tucker or Sean Ryan? She purposely went on a podcast and basically said, I laid out Russiagate. I laid out. And then there was another thing that happened right before Christmas where more came out. She uncovered more because Bondi still had not moved forward with anything. So then that is when she started going on podcasts, because Tulsi never goes on podcasts. That's not her vibe. That's not her thing to like go out.
She only goes on Rogan.
Well, it wasn't Rogan. She went on, it was either Tucker or Sean Ryan, and she was pissed. And you could tell without her saying, screw Pam Bondi, like she's not doing her job. She's basically saying, look, I'm doing my job. I laid this out. It's all here. What is going on?
Nothing.
And
Nothing.
again, also internationally, like now DOJ does have to worry though about like Venezuela. We do have to worry about all of these different things. If they have to hire some people to come in and help with the DOJ for all of this, that's great. But at the end of the day, we've got to start working on our corruption here. We have to. Or Republicans are going to end up behind bars. And it honestly should scare all of us who are very vocal.
This Minnesota thing that fell in their lap, like even if
it's bullshit. It fell in their lap.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're all like, oh, we're looking into it. Like, first off, no, defeating our future scandal has been going on for the last 3 years. Those people were indicted during the Biden administration.
Right.
Like, this isn't your win, bro. Like you didn't hit a home run. You woke up on third base. Yep. And even if they do start arresting people in this, even if they deport, 60,000 of the Somalians in Minnesota, like, no, you didn't win the game, bro. You just
that's how you know
the field goal.
That's how you know she's full of shit, because she tried to claim credit for the things that were happening under the Biden administration, right? They were already investigating these things or whatever under the Biden administration, and then she tried to claim that she was doing it. Why in the fuck would you do that? Just say that these things started under Biden administration, we're going to run them down or whatever, and now we got more info or whatever. That's all she needed to say. But she tried to claim credit. She tried to say that, oh, we're already arresting people, we're already doing these things, or what. Like, she's full of shit. Like, she's going to screw us all. She is going to screw the entire country over in 2026. Like, I don't know why.
Well, I just posted out today a video of Trump talking about how Adam Schiff is mentally ill. He's deranged. He's awful. And Pam Bondi's right next to him, and he's talking about, I don't know, there should be indictment. I've seen the evidence. It's black and white. He looks at him and he's like, Pam, you want to say something? Pam's like, I can no longer comment on this. It's an open investigation. Meanwhile, she can get on every week. She's on Fox News commenting on something different. Like, stop getting on Fox News. Stop tweeting about it. And fucking do something.
I mean, it's almost like she's auditioning.
Dylan and them want to keep threatening the Republicans. For what? Because we're asking the Trump cabinet to do their goddamn job? That's what has our party turned into? I
mean, look, it seems like Bondi's already auditioning for her next gig. I mean, she's hot, she's blonde, she's gonna walk right into Fox News just fine. So, like, I don't know why it's not like she has to try to get a gig there. She really has been the biggest disappointment so far in the administration. Like I said, we're getting like here and there drug busts that they have press conferences on Fox Now about. But I'm like, that's standard. We didn't elect you for run-of-the-mill standard operating procedure. We want to see some real, and I have been more than gracious to Pam Bondi, and I've gotten so much shit from my audience, where I'm like, look, guys, this isn't Law and Order. You don't solve the crime in 42 minutes. But, like, now we're in year 2.
I'm really not impressed with Kash Patel either. I think they both are the biggest disappointments, quite frankly. Dan Bongino can sit here and say, oh, he's there, he's at work every morning like he did, and, pretend. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. He talked to, you know what? If those two want to talk a huge game the way they did, and then Kash Patel just goes missing in action, and the minute he gets a mic, he's just like, this is it. This is the story, and you guys need to believe it. I mean, what happened to the guy that went on every damn podcast saying how the American people don't believe in the FBI? What happened?
Yeah. The most compelling part of Kash Patel's career in the FBI so far as an FBI director has been his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And that's not like, and look, I want to be clear. Do I really care if she's like taking private? I don't, like, whatever.
I don't give a damn about that.
I don't give a damn. But
I don't understand what she sees in him, because like she's like attractive and he's like not.
He's from Garden City. He's got a lot of money.
I could say a lot of things, but I'm trying to stay somewhat based. I've already lost a lot of my base in my comments. So
yeah. I'm actually every other time you talk, I turn my microphone off so I can't hear you. But no. But look, it's that seems to have been the biggest news he's put out in the last year. Is the girlfriend thing? And like I said, I like Cash. I like him a lot. We have 5 high-end law firms up in there. I don't know what that means.
Means we've hired and are paying a fuckload of money to lobbyists and lawyers to help the DOJ assist in all of these arrests and assist in indictments, and all we've gotten is a big fat nothing.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand the second part.
We're just adding to the deficit.
Well, yeah. Are you kidding me? We've added $1 trillion since we started this show. Like that, the debt clock in Midtown just says slow the fuck down. Like,
again, it's not about me tooting the horn for Massey, but we have to have, when you have an echo chamber, it doesn't help. It's how the left went way too far. They always voted together. They always do everything together. And we have to have people like Massey. It's just like in every relationship. You have the saver, you have the spender. We have to have people that remind us that we have a deficit, that push back. Even if, yeah, sure, he may piss off a lot of people. He may not always vote right, but he plays an important role for the taxpayer. And that is one thing I do stress to the voters in Kentucky. And I stress for people who are really out against Massey.
Well, the other thing is like overpromising, right? Don't talk about getting rid of income tax when you can't even come close to that. Our budget is $9 trillion. Like, we have a $2 trillion deficit. Don't talk about getting rid of income tax when we're not even fucking close to that. Like, just don't say that. Like, I don't know why they keep doing that. And that's what keeps letting people down when they overpromise like this. When they say that they're going to do one thing or whatever, when they said they were going to shutter the FBI, right? That was Kash Patel's thing. He was going to go in, shutter the FBI. What did he do? He just went in and did absolutely fucking nothing. So didn't he
shut the building down already?
I don't think so.
Didn't that just happen?
Did he? I haven't seen it because I think it would be everywhere on social media if he did. I don't think he did. I don't think he shut anything down.
Honestly, if I was Trump, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, it happened last week.
Yeah, I mean,
the Hoover building. This is from Maryland Matters. All right, let me try to find something. The Guardian, FBI to move out of the brutalist Hoover building in Washington D.C. That's like about architecture. Yeah, Fox 5 D.C. FBI permanently closing HQ at the Hoover building. If they ever knock that building down, there's going to be so much like shit that J. Edgar Hoover hid in those walls, like hidden compartments, because he was a freak.
Speaking of needing people, to think outside the box in the echo chamber, thought I would bring up John Fetterman, who said, I don't know why we can't just acknowledge that it's been a good thing what's happened. Just think it's, he gets a lot of criticism for, not subscribing to the echo chamber. So
I want to be clear. Other than like Senator John Kennedy, there might not be anybody in DC I want to have a beer with more than John Fetterman.
His New Year's Eve outfit was on point. I saw a photo. He
seems like he's so much fun.
Right. And it's just like reasonable stuff. This is how I like, he resonates a lot with me because I'm just like, why isn't this stuff just a no-brainer? Like, why is it not more like we're reasonable people? It's common sense. It's like, can we agree about anything together? Like without a huge argument?
We should be able to have bipartisan, like we should be bipartisan. Like we should be allowed and able to agree. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene went too far. I agree. Yeah. Like I was a fan of MTG. Like I was a fan of her, but like at the same time, she went too far. I agree on some ends, but John Fetterman, yeah, I love what he's doing. I think I think people like him play a role in their party, and they're important. And even if you don't love that he goes against your voting sometimes, even though he speaks out against the party sometimes, they play a role, and the taxpayers need and the voters need to realize that we can't afford to lose those people.
He was trolling the pro-Palestine people in one of the funniest things I've ever. His big goofy ass came like walking out behind them with like a little Israel flag, like one of the tiny ones, and was just waving it around as he was walking past them in his shorts and his Carhartt. It was one of the funniest clips I've ever seen. Like, people were losing their absolute mind over it. This big goon comes strolling along with this flag that looked like a damn postage stamp. But yeah, look, Fetterman he's like that last. Because look, he is a Rust Belt Democrat at the end of the day. He's a trust fund kid, but where he grew up, that Western Pennsylvania area, like him and JD Vance are not that far off from each other. And it's because they're from they grew up in the same sort of place. You know, one was poor and one was rich. But, you know, there is that sort of, like regional camaraderie. The same way Jack Posobiec talks about it all the time. What the hell does he call it? He calls it the urban conservative. Like people like me, who I'm like, I don't really care about social stuff. Like, be gay, sing a song, do a dance. I'm a different kind of Republican. I'm more populist, and a lot of the more populism came out of the cities. I think that sort of Midwesterner over there is a lot more congruent than people with Why am I yawning? Sorry. Jesus Christ.
You're making yourself yawn because
I'm like, I gotta be honest. After my show today, I banged out like 5 episodes of Yellowstone. I'm gonna finish the show in like a week.
Great show.
Yeah, because I started watching Landmen, and that show's even better. Like I'm on my way to the Permian Basin.
Landmen starts slow, but it gets way better.
Yeah, and I just want to go there for the women, because the women on that show are wild. They're wild, and if they're half as hot or half as awesome as they are in that show, I'm never coming back. Goodbye. Plus, I also can't see Allie Larder as a mom, because like she was like the hot girl when I was in high school, and now she's like old and shit, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh my god.
Like, you're not a MILF, you're just my age.
I feel like she looks good, right? I haven't really.
She looks great, but she's like, but she's
I
old.
feel like 2020 really fucked with us. We all went into COVID like at one age, and like I came out of COVID like, wait, I'm still young, right? And then you're like, wait, no, I'm not.
No,
like
I went.
It was like at that like midpoint where you're like at the turn where you should recognize it, but like life stopped. So I like when life came back on, I was like, wait. I'm not this young anymore. I went into
COVID being able to put back like an 18 pack with no problem. I came out of COVID 2 glasses of wine and I'm ready to go to bed. I'm like after COVID, I started turning the radio down so I could see where I was going. Like, I'm like, oh, what happened to me here?
It definitely was a game changer in a lot of negative ways.
Well, we were trapped. We couldn't go outside, dude. We had the Stasi out sending out pictures if you were with more than 3. Angela, do you know that story about what happened? What Bill de Blasio did?
No, I don't think so.
I don't want to get off topic here.
That's okay. I think everyone wants. You can't not say it now.
No, this is the part you're going to clip. So. During COVID, Bill de Blasio put up a hotline that you could text or send pictures to if your neighbor was having a group party at his house. And naturally, when he put this information out there, New Yorkers responded by sending him more than 20,000 dick pics to this hotline and like animal porn and like the goofiest shit. And like, It was the cover of the Post. It was one of the funniest things. I need to meet the intern that opened up their laptop and just went.
Okay, that was a bad idea.
That was a bad idea. It was funny.
Poor interns.
It was funny too. Someone I know was like, "Yeah, I sent one of them." I was like, "Bro, you don't send yours. You Google it and then you send it. You moron. They can track that." And he was like, "What?" But yeah, that's the part you could. That was one of the funniest things. That was the best part of COVID. I gotta find that. Bill, I'll find the story. Bill de Blasio dick pics. That's gonna change my algorithm.
Yeah, it is. I hope. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, here we go. From Business
Ready for
Insider.
that.
New York City had to shut down its social distancing snitch line after it was flooded by trolls with dick pics and Hitler memes.
How long was it up?
It was up for a while.
Hmm.
Yeah, here it is from the. Let me think. Can I?
Surprised it lasted that long. That's
Yeah,
what
somebody had to go through those.
Can I screen share this?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Oh, hold on. Let me get rid of the ads.
Oh man, yeah, it's hard with those.
That is the greatest. Mayor Bill de Blasio critics let him know how they really felt about him ordering New Yorkers to snitch on each other for violating social distancing by flooding the new tip line with crank complaints, including dick pics, people flipping the bird, photos extending the middle finger to the mayor, dropping a Staten Island groundhog. Like,
Oh yeah,
that is so majestic.
yeah. That's so New York.
One.
I mean, that's the most New York thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's so New York. It's so New York.
I don't know why that came up, but it's just like
just
I'm gonna be
COVID and you know how we all aged.
I'm gonna be sitting around in the Adirondacks when I'm like 70. But yo, you remember that time your Uncle Brian sent the dick pic to Bill de Blasio?
Very memorable. Okay, a couple more things about Venezuela and then we'll move on. We were talking, you guys were mentioning how smooth it all went. What do you think about the conspiracy theory? I know, Kevin, you love conspiracy theories, and you in particular.
That I do.
That there was like some sort of deal already in play.
100%.
Prearranged deal or cooperation. Yeah.
1,000%. You don't take the communist dictator of a country like that. Like that vice president definitely was like, psst, hey, Donald, the side door is open. Like that. I'm sorry. It was just that was the one thing about this that I was like, does this seem like way too fucking easy? Mm-hmm. Like way too easy.
I think he seems way too happy being arrested and like walking and taking photos. I said that earlier. I think he already knows he's gonna flip. They have him on drug trafficking. Like,
why would he take the wife?
He had more charges than this guy.
Like, why would they take the wife? That's the thing, right? If I'm, to
put her in some mountain fucking cabin with all of their money and live happily ever after.
No. But that's what I mean. Like, if you know you're gonna do life in prison, maybe I don't know. I'm not a dictator, so I don't know how they think. But like, all right, I'll go. But my wife is free with the kids or whatever the hell. Like, unless he knows, he's like, look, babe, this is gonna suck for like a year, and then we're gonna flip, and they're gonna stick us in John Dutton's ranch in Montana, or they're gonna let us go live in Qatar. That's the only thing about it that I'm like, this just seemed nobody like. Look, I'm so happy that no service members died, but like, is it that easy to just kidnap the president of a country in his pajamas and then put him in? For some reason, one of Jocko Willing's hoodies, like it just seemed all way too easy to me.
That's that has CIA written all over it. CIA flipping people. I mean, that's like their job.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't we?
Yeah, but who is he flipping them for?
I mean, I think they're going to let him. I think even if they go to court for optics, that's completely fine. I think they'll flip him and get intel from him, whether it be about Cuba, Panama Canal, whatever it be about. There's plenty to go there, and I think they will do whatever it is that they want, get all the information they need from him, and I think they'll use him to their advantage. Maybe they won't put him far up in the mountain. Maybe they'll keep him close, and they'll use him and put him into play somewhere else.
Unless, like, it is so obvious that New York is controlled by leftists that he thinks he's like, look, if I get tried in New York, I'm going to win the case.
Well, he's probably happy to get out of this situation. When you get in that deep with the cartels or whatever, like they will kill you. They will take him out on their own. So when you're in that deep with people like that, he's probably happy to get out of that situation because he knows that we won't kill him. We're going to try and we'll do whatever the case, flip him, whatever the case may be. That it's a much better outcome than if he goes against the cartels because they will that would be brutal. Like they have no remorse for anything, so they do not care. So this is a much better outcome for him than dealing with them.
Like an exit strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
He might know there's a bigger play. Like he may know more than all of us, than all of us even in our conspiracies can lead. There's so much there. And that's why with this long game, again, I do have a lot of fear because I think it's going to hurt us in the midterms if we don't, not saying we have to give a play-by-play of our foreign policy. That's not it. But the world stage already knows what we've done, and it does look funny. Optics wise, it doesn't look right. And we do need to set records straight on some things, or again, it hurts us in the midterms.
I mean, I think we look badass after the Venezuela strike. I mean, it showed the might of the military. It showed when we have a clear objective what we can do, regardless of having people internally flipping or whatever. It shows our capability. We can do anything we want to do when we have a clear objective. And the thing is, it's like, I don't think the messaging is terrible on Venezuela. Honestly, I don't really give a shit. I'm jealous that I wasn't on the mission. The thing is like internally within our country, the Tim Walz thing, the uncovering fraud in California, and what do we do about that? If we don't get that under control, then we are fucked.
That's interesting, Ange. Ange said they also changed the wording on the indictment yesterday to soften it. I didn't know that.
Let's be real. Does anybody have faith in the DOJ? In Pam Bondi and nobody. Our judges are terrible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we whatever. Like in West Virginia, an Obama-appointed judge blocked them from banning dyes from food, like harmful dyes from the food or whatever. Like they're trying to get rid of Skittles, all these different things or whatever. They're trying to get rid of a fucking Obama-appointed judge blocked this. Why the fuck would you do that? That stuff is terrible for you. Like, get rid of it and then figure out maybe some of the things come back in. Maybe they're not actually harmful or whatever. Get rid of the harmful stuff first. And be harder on that side, and then if we can allow some of those things to come back in or whatever, that fine, so be it. If it's one thing, like if blue dye isn't harmful but red dye is harmful, like get rid of all the dyes first, and then figure out what we can bring back in. Don't wait.
You don't want Lucky Charms to all be the same color. Like then maybe kids won't eat a bowl of fucking sugar for breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I don't know, just you might as well just use a fork right into the sugar next to your coffee. Like
I posted about it. I think it was yesterday or something like that. But it just makes me sick that these people, like, they're so politically motivated that they don't even care if this is hurting people. They don't care that these things are actually harming people as long as Trump doesn't get a win. As long as RFK doesn't get a win on this thing, they're willing to block it. Well, who the fuck are you? You're a fucking judge. You don't know. You're not a doctor. You're not a food specialist. Like, shut the fuck up and allow them to do their job, and then figure out what's safe and what's not safe. Block it first, and then make sure it's safe to come back in, because so many people have lost trust in pharmaceutical, the food and agricultural industry. Like, we need to get that shit back under control, and you need to be harder on it than you need to be soft on it.
Yeah, I'm all for that for sure. The Maha, and just looking at what all the crap that's in our food and what we're consuming is definitely, I talk about this a lot in terms of like going to Europe and the difference and how fresh and like few simple ingredients there are. So I'm a big supporter of looking at the crap that,
It's just like a frozen pizza that you buy in Germany. It's like real ingredients. If you go to McDonald's and you get a salad, it's like a regular restaurant salad that you get from, here in the USA. Like, but if you buy a frozen pizza in the USA, it's like cardboard. Like, it's not even food. Like, and a salad from McDonald's or whatever in the USA would be like, it's like wilted and like nasty or whatever. Like, it's just completely different. The foods
I will not eat pizza anywhere.
Speaking on all of this, I do want to bring up that this week with the government funding bill released Monday, excluded a controversial pesticide provision. And a lot of people pushed back because, again, we talked about how me and Kevin have always said we don't like how big the big, beautiful bill has been. They tried squeezing in this part where it basically allows a pesticide that Maha and a lot of the people who are Maha supporters don't agree with. This again goes with the whole big bills. When you have these big bills, these big funding bills, you can sneak in these things and it goes against everything that we originally stood for. And that is why, again, we have to really hold the House accountable when it comes to keeping the bills small so everyone can read them and understand them. When you put out these fat bills, it takes a long time to really go through that. And it takes people who are in politics and actually like enjoy it and eat it for breakfast to really get through these bills.
Because they don't write them. The lobbyists write them. The lobbyists write everything. Like the people that are profiting from it.
If you don't like reading terms and conditions, you're not going to like reading bills.
You ever notice that they never they never seem to sneak something like really based into these things? It's always like renaming a bridge after somebody's uncle, or like the pesticide thing, or funding to find out how much drunk squirrels can, run at one time. It's never like nobody ever sits around like, hey guys, what if we attach the rider to the budget that banned private equity from buying properties that are less than 750 square feet? Like, what if we did that?
Well, it's obviously a monetary thing.
Or like, what if even Bernie Sanders, that crazy communist, what if he just attached a rider to a bill sitting there? Credit card companies can no longer charge more than 12% interest. Like, all right, do that, bro. Like, I had no issue. Like, they never seem to sneak anything good into these bills. It's always the nefarious bullshit. And then they fight in public. Oh, well, even Democrats. Why don't they, when they were in power, why didn't they sneak Medicare for all into the damn budget and say do it? Like,
they came pretty close to it. Yeah, also, it worked more in their favor to have NGOs because the whole recycling money and
but I'm saying, but nobody seems to ever sneak real policy, like things that would actually be tangible. It's always these little like soft butter soft things.
And that's why I think there's a lot of people in the House that if you could, I guarantee you 90% of the people on X could not name every sitting Congress member on the Republican side. There's a lot they would have no idea who they are. Okay, I get there's a lot of them, but still, at the end of the day, you only know the names that actually have read through these bills, that fight back. So yeah, of course, there's going to be blowback on Massey. There's going to be blowback on the different main characters that go in there and highlight some of these things we don't agree with. Again, that is why I keep telling people, yeah, it would work in Trump's favor if everyone just shut up and, vote accordingly. But you've got to have people that will go full stop and say, hey, this is not what we voted for. I don't agree with this. Whether it's our own party, an independent, which is rare, or a Democrat, you have to have it.
Because it's a mad rush every time we're trying to pass a continuing resolution. It's a mad rush. They're already at the 5-yard line where if we don't do it, we're going to shut down the government. That's the only time it's even brought up is when it's completely urgent and they scare everybody. You need to get this passed or whatever, or the troops aren't going to get paid next week. Like that's how they do it every single time, and it's just ridiculous.
Aren't we like 2 weeks away from doing it again?
Probably, yeah.
January 30th, I think. It's a
CR. They just passed a CR, so they're gonna have to keep doing another continuing resolution. Like,
that way we can just see Speaker Joe. It's Trump shut down. It's a Schumer shut down, and I mean, look, keep the government shut down. I don't give a shit. Like, what? Fannie Mae can't issue more crappy loans out to banks to give people houses they shouldn't have. Like,
the Somalis can't get paid for get their daycares funded.
Oh, imagine if they shut the government down over that. Like, okay, kind of based to it.
Well, I wanted to share this clip. It's from The View, Kevin. It's from The View. I know how much you love talking about The View. Anna Navarro, who is a self-proclaimed centrist and a Trump critic, had this to say. So I just wanted to share it, and it's from The View, so I knew Kevin would love it.
Who voted for this? Mm-hmm. The people in South Florida. the Venezuelan community, the Cuban American community, the Nicaraguan American community voted for this. And for us, this is a very, very happy day when we see a dictator who has been part of oppressing and abusing the Venezuelan people for 25 years, when we see him in handcuffs and held to some sort of accountability. It brought me into tears. It brought me great joy. And, you know, I live in South Florida.
But are you okay with the way that it was done?
But you can, I think both things can be true.
Okay.
I think you can criticize and ask questions and have concerns about the way it was done and what this means in the future.
Right.
And I think you can still celebrate that this murderous, corrupt, sadistic son of a bitch is out of Venezuela.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he has... I think there's 8 million Venezuelan exiles all over the world. People have fled from this man's tyrannical rule. So for me,
I want to be clear, okay? Not to cut you off, Angela.
No.
But just the way Sonny Hostin goes, well, are you concerned with the way it happened? That's a lot like men watching this, when the lady in your life will go, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. And we all sit around and go, I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, it's like, you got, like I said, what should they have done? Should they have sent him one of those, like, Great Gatsby wedding invitations? Your presence has been requested at the Brooklyn Federal fucking Courthouse. Like, what like, that is the stuff that, like, Sonny Hostin is so trying to pull up an L for the Trump administration that she just can't be like, and Whoopi, like, I want to be clear. The worst part of the View is what happens when you put otherwise intelligent people around idiots. They sink to, because like Ana Navarro and Sonny Hostin are not like stupid human beings. Like she was a prosecutor. Ana Navarro was a big name in politics. Like, they're not dumb people. But then you put them next to Joy and Whoopi, who play pretend for a living, like my 9-year-old niece does, and they sink down to that level. It is wild that they're just that Whoopi Goldberg, someone who has lived in the lap of luxury her entire life, has never had to struggle with anything. The hardest thing she did was date Tony Danza. Like, it is. To tell, like, Venezuelans who, and look, if you actually fled your country for, like, economic or real refugee reasons, do you know what it would take to get me to leave America and go to, like, England and go to Canada, go anywhere else? What it would take for me to do, for those people to be happy, and then rich black ladies who play pretend for a living and change their name so they could fit in more with the Hollywood producers, is sitting there going, "Oh, yeah, are you sure you like that? Are you sure you want that? Are you sure? Because I feel like you Venezuelans should feel the way I feel." And it's like, what level of fucking arrogance do these women have? And it's because for like 20, 25, 30 years, no one has ever told them to shut the fuck up. Just shut up. And then Whoopi can go out to Ana Navarro's kind of an asshole, but like she's a Spanish woman from South Florida who's seeing people in Doral dancing naked on top of taxis. And like anytime. But Bobby, I'll call you. But like that is what I call the affluent white female urban liberal who want people to live under the policies and the dictates that they choose that they would never live under. So Whoopi Goldberg can't understand why Venezuelans are happy about this, because she doesn't want it, because she's had her way for so long and no one's told her no. Meanwhile, you got people out, and look, like I said, isolationist, not into foreign intervention. But when you saw 75-year-old grandmothers in the street wearing Venezuelan flags, crying because this guy is no longer in power, there's no way you can't feel something like that. There's no way as a human you can't be like, well, that's nice. It's like when the Cubs won the World Series. Like, I didn't really care, but I was happy for the people in Chicago. Like, right. It's just But
well, we use Venezuela as an example of why we shouldn't have communism too. Like a lot of conservatives, feel, sorry for them. Like the whole, like the eating the zoo animals, all the like eating from the trash or whatever. Like we all feel a little bit of compassion for the people of Venezuela. So I mean, to to be on the side of Maduro is just absolutely ridiculous. It's like, when you were talking about that, how Sunny, she's like, well, whatever. It's like, it's almost like, she's like, well, gas prices are cheaper or whatever. Well, did you have to deal with traffic on the way there? Like,
yeah. She's the kind of person that can be like, well, gas prices just hit $1.90 in Texas. Well, yeah, right. but now they're going to cut jobs in the oil field. It's like, right. Like Scott Jennings said it on CNN. I think I have the clip. I can pull it up. Jake Tapper was like, I find it very odd that 42% of people are against this. And Scott Jennings goes, 42% of Americans would be against Trump curing cancer. Like, right. There are objective goods in the world. Like, and the fact that people are so entrenched, but like I said, it's when it comes to these affluent women, these affluent urban women who vote for policies to which they will never live under. They will, they're like homeless and illegal immigrants and crime. They don't have to worry about Subway. If you guys look in the private chat on this little StreamYard thing, I gave you a little nugget here, but the person I'm about to talk about, they were telling me that they don't really see a lot of subway crime. And I said, that's because you don't take the fucking subway.
Yeah.
Your driver picks you up, your doorman who has shuffled the homeless vagrant away from your doorway so that you could get to your driver, so that you could get to your studio. But if you're a nurse at Presbyterian or at Columbia and you got to take the A train from Washington Heights all the way back downtown, there's like a good chance you're going to get accosted or you're going to watch a guy take a shit in a clear plastic bag.
Every day.
Every day. Like there's nothing like sitting on the subway, looking to the left and seeing some guy, how you doing? Just because like, and you know what I'm talking about. You've seen it. And Madeline, you're out in California, it's the same thing. The people that live in the OC and they live in Marin County, they vote for policies that will never make it to their front door. And then they'll feign outrage.
That's all Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass do.
Exactly.
Karen Bass was in fucking Africa when the fires broke out in the Palisades.
They'll feign outrage about Black Americans, but wouldn't be caught dead on Crenshaw Boulevard. Wouldn't be caught dead on what is that? Amsterdam, and what the hell is it from Boys in the Hood? I've never been out there, but I would go there if I went there. Like it's just that is the problem with urban liberals, is that the people who vote Larry Krasner in Philadelphia don't go to Kensington. The people who vote Karen Bass in would never even let their driver go near Skid Row. And it's because of that they continue to get the same policies. Whereas in red states, particularly rural red states, Montana, Idaho, Arkansas, Nebraska, everywhere is basically the same. Like you have your major metros in some of these places, but the people they're electing.
That's my issue though with Venezuela and all of these places. We've got California, there's corruption. We have got to get to the bottom of look at Skid Row. It looks like fucking communism. Mm-hmm. We are literally handing out needles in big cities to addicts, to mentally ill. Like, that's crazy.
I read a thing about dog breeding licenses on Skid Row. Is that real? Apparently, I don't know the ins and outs of Skid Row. Apparently, California issued like dog breeding licenses to homeless people so that they could like breed dogs to make money. And now there's just like pit bulls that like look like they just got out of.
It's so sad when you see homeless people because they're all on drugs, they're all mentally ill, they can't even afford to feed themselves, let alone the damn dog.
I have a video from Kensington that came out today. I played it on the show. Let's see if I can get it up. And this is what you say, Manny, when you're like, "Why are we worried about Venezuela when we got this shit?" Like, can I pull this?
Yeah.
Up? Hold on, give me like. Oh, there it is. I mean, that's on the streets of Philadelphia right now.
Funny, I saw a video in Philadelphia where people were shooting each other, like
You can cut it, Angela. There you go.
I saw people in Philadelphia like having like a shoot off on porches, and this was being compared to Venezuela. And it's like, yeah, okay, like I'm all for showing like strength. I'm not sitting here saying I'm not proud of Trump. Like, I've actually came out and said I'm super proud of the administration. I think they've made waves. All I'm saying is this is where our disappointment lies. Look at what the fuck is the FBI doing, and what is the DOJ doing? Because again, what happens internationally has nothing to do with what happens here. That is Kash Patel, that is DOJ, and that is also DOJ going into these cities and saying, what the hell is going on here? And if you don't want to listen to me, then we're going to arrest you. Like, why are mayors pushing back? Like, can you imagine if a Republican mayor pushed back against the Biden administration? We'd be in jail.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you ever go to Seattle is one of the most beautiful cities. Yeah. When you're looking at what is that, Mount Rainier, it's like you have to like go like this and look at the mountain, because if you look down, you're just gonna see like people who are dead. There was a guy who passed out. Well, we were in Seattle for a Met game, me and a bunch of Mets fans, and one of my friends is a big liberal, and a dude passed out while he was walking. And just like hunched over, all fentanyl out. And the bartender we were bullshitting with just like walked outside, hit the dude with Narcan, came back in, washed his hands, and like started up the conversation again. And I was just like,
what about in San Francisco, how they built like a bridge? Like basically it's like a walkway for you to walk over all the homeless people.
Yeah.
Why would you spend money to do that? Instead, why don't you take that money and go get like, I'm not saying we should have like all these crazy psych wards and all these mental hospitals back open, but we've gotten to the point where when you don't have them open and you allow all of these people to live on the street and hand out drugs like candy, we need to get them right. We need to do something. This is not humane.
Because it's just like the Somali thing.
I don't even want the dogs living on the street.
It is not freedom to live like that. It is not freedom to be a schizo on the street.
They have no intention of solving the problem. They keep dumping money into it. It's another money laundering scam. They have some of the same things. It's like, helping the homeless or whatever. They're giving them needles and stuff like that. Go into the needles program. It's probably a multi-million-dollar contract. They've got millions of dollars. They're pouring it in. They're giving them the needles or whatever.
Then what's the point of drug court? What's the point of like, and I'm sure Angela knows all about this stuff for being a caseworker and doing what she's done. What the hell's the point of all these government-run agencies where they're trying to get people off drugs because these people on drugs or meth are committing like all the crimes and going out and stealing and whatnot? What the fuck is all the point of drug court then?
It's all a show.
It's all bullshit. So my point is like, why are we funding all of these things? Why don't we just start funding problems? Like, it's like, find a solution.
And it's one of these things that like, it's not like how some issues they want to keep for politics, like Democrats don't actually want abortion to be fixed because they can run on now legalizing it, just like Republicans did for 45 years, where they were like, oh, we're gonna ban abortion, and they never had any intention of doing it. And then when they finally did it, they were like, oh shit, we're now with the dog who caught the car. Like homeless. I mean, there is just, I don't understand how someone like Gavin Newsom can just see these people strung out, shooting up in their feet, and like not just, why? What is going on here?
This is my issue with people like places like Ukraine, though. Like you go to St. Bart's. I have friends that were like, they were all talking about it. We have friends that were at lunches in St. Bart's, and all these Ukrainian like oligarchs and all their leaders, they left day one. And they've barely done anything in Ukraine. And the only people left are like the peasants there to fight this war that we just keep funding.
Mm-hmm.
And Zelensky, we've given him over and over again. We've said, make a deal. He keeps refusing a deal, and Trump keeps like giving him more time. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. And you know what?
Like,
because
all
we've been
that money,
trained.
I don't want it to go back in our politicians' hands. I don't want it to go to Ukraine. I want it to go fucking fix our streets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's people, we have veterans who are literally living on the streets.
We've
And
got
I'm
like
not some liberal over here, like crying out like humanity.
No, but
I'm
you're
just
right.
stating like facts, and I'm sick and tired of paying the price of all these other corrupt fucking cities and countries when we have our own problems here.
I am so sick and tired of hearing from the intelligentsia elite. Like, and look, I've been a fan of Ben Shapiro my whole career. I wouldn't be here doing shows like this without him, whatever you think of him. I owe him a lot, but when a lot of these like free market guys, these neocons from the past talk about like, well, you know, the reason why houses are more expensive today is because they're bigger and they come with central air and the products are better, cars are better. That's why they're more expensive.
We also have technology that's better.
No, but I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, cool. So then can somebody build the small house with no central air so that I can jump onto the fucking ladder? Because it is getting to the point now where America is the greatest country in the world for like 25% of our population. I do not blame young people for voting for Zoran Mondani.
Here's my thing. Have you ever tried to buy a house? Do you know how hard it is? Like the paperwork you have to have and prove. Like the fact of the matter is, like, I want to know how all of these assholes who own daycares, Somalian daycares, are buying houses. Like, I know people that have had a 9-to-5 job, went to 4-year college, and they still cannot produce the paperwork to get a fucking mortgage.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
I'm going to tell you why. It is because any community that is ethnic in nature, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's Latinos or whether it's Russians or Jews or Somalians, they all take care of each other. If you did, there's a town.
Let's not go down this road, Kevin.
No, look, there's a town in Brentwood, Long Island. Brentwood has been the shittiest neighborhood my entire life. It got completely taken over by people from Honduras and Guatemala. None of us went there for like 10 years. I drove down there the other day. There are palaces. You know why? Because one cousin that lives here does carpentry, and this one does electrical, and this one does plumbing, and this one does roofing, and they just keep fixing each other's houses until they're in these sky boxes. So it's not hard for Somalians to get that. All they need is one of them to get a law degree and figure out mortgage stuff. Then they just
and they say that about like the Mexicans that live in like the Simi Valley. They say like, oh well, they all come here and then 1 or 2 are legal, and they all live in a house it's like a clown car, but a house, and they all live there for so many years. Then they sell it. They all take a piece of it, and then they're able to all go buy a small house. Yeah. It doesn't matter the way I see it. Still, the way I see it is, American people are going to college for 4 years, and I also think this goes back to AI. The job report is not going to bounce back. It is my biggest thing. I'm going to continue to say it's not going to bounce back. And these companies that keep saying and claiming to fame that AI is going to replace jobs, well, I want to know, then why don't you, if it's already replacing jobs, then there should be money to raise salaries. That I know so many people who come out of college and they cannot get a job that's over 50, like they get a job that's $50K. Like the starting salary for people, it's not realistic. $50,000 today is the equivalent of $100,000 in 2020. How is that? Like, there's no way to win.
You could make $100,000 working part time at Starbucks. If you work 30 hours.
That though, because we're pushing like there's fucking girls like that, young girls. There's I was watching a podcast. One of the youngest girls on OnlyFans. She's claiming that she's a virgin and sticking to she's going to be a virgin until she's married. She's Christian, but as an OnlyFans is like one of the most popular. And the guy was like, "Is it for marketing?" And she's like, "No, I grew up Christian." Like, is this really where we've gotten to the point that like it's now okay for like us to say like young girls are saying, "Fuck this!" Like, if this is what it's going to take for me to get ahead, like maybe that is why OnlyFans is also turning to that. Like,
oh yeah,
what
It's going to be
doing?
All we're going to have is insurance salesmen and OnlyFans models soon. And and speaking of OnlyFans, a quick note: where I'm from, Long Island, according to that new OnlyFans dump, Long Island spent more on OnlyFans than all of Europe. So if you're watching this and you're from my neighborhood, go the fuck outside. Touch a tit for real. Don't be a groiper. Like, yeah, it's wild that there's that. It is wild that there's that much money. I can't fathom.
But it just, to me, it's like saying also though, like you look at Gen Z, you look at what people who are coming up, they're saying like they can't buy houses. Their salaries, they're all going to work at these boomers won't retire. But no offense, your good friend Ben Shapiro says nobody should retire.
Yeah.
Boomers should fucking retire.
Hold on. I think what he means is, and I agree with this, I think that people should never retire from like activity, because there's a lot of people, and everybody knows this, that work the same job for like 40 years, they retire and they die in a month and a half. Like, being active
even
keeps
my
you
grandma,
young.
like she goes and like helps out at school because she's bored.
Exactly.
My grandparents have a bigger schedule and social agenda than I do, so like I don't agree with that. Like they pay their price, but also here's the other thing: a lot of them, some people have pensions still. That's not a thing. Like I get it. Like we are not setting ourselves up for. No. We're just not set up for success for our kids for the future. And my thing is if companies will not start producing higher salaries, then we really should question what is going to happen when AI replaces jobs, because it will be up to those people to make the decision on what you're paid.
Yeah.
They won't. They're going to take the profit. Why would they do that?
Yeah, exactly. And I want to be clear. I get this from boomers all the time, and it drives me crazy. They're like, "You're just making excuses." And I'm like, the median home when you were buying one was 3 years salary. The median home now is 12 times per salary. I mean, I know when Donald Trump was like, 50-year mortgages, I was like, oh, wow. That's the worst idea I've ever heard in my entire life. I think Dave Ramsey and Robert Kiyosaki actually dropped dead when he suggested that. Because, all right, so you're just going to be a slave to the bank for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, personally, I think you're going to see, if something doesn't change, I think a lot of young people are just going to rack up a ton of fucking debt. Because here's the thing: if you can't buy a house, or if you have a house but you can't size up, you can't change because you don't have any more money and you don't make more money, then at the end of the day, why would people, if they have no hope of buying a home, why would everybody not just file a chapter like 13, reorganize, where for 6 years, none of your debt counts and you can just fuck around and make up for that debt while making money? Yeah. Like, I think we're going to see bankrupt. I think you want to find out what's going to really be a huge hit and success is being in bankruptcy, because I think it's going to happen, because I don't see why more people would not run up credit card debt and then file for bankruptcy. I honestly, with the AI or with the job reports coming out and continuing to go down and the way things are going, I don't know why anybody would ever pay student loans. They turn back on student loans. And here's the bottom line: I know here in the next couple of years, they're going to take away all the student loans because no one can afford to pay them.
Yeah.
So why the fuck?
Hold on.
Why the fuck?
We did that to ourselves. We did that to ourselves by not allowing your student loans to be dissolved through bankruptcy. Once they did that, it told the colleges, you can charge anything you want and you're always going to get your money. It became a mafia. Once you had the option of going to Harvard Medical School or Yale Law School and then just filing bankruptcy right afterwards, the colleges had to keep the prices low so that they would hope you would pay for it. Now it costs $100,000 a year to go to NYU. To live in Morningside Heights, you'd have to pay me $100,000.
But that's a separate. But what I'm saying is, it's a separate issue. I'm saying that with AI, with the jobs report, with people who are not, if jobs are not going to continue to get created, and people can't afford to buy a house, people can't afford to live coming out of college, I don't foresee the Trump administration turned back on student loans for the first time since COVID. I don't see people, when we see everything else getting funded, fucking Israel, who is a welfare state when it comes to us, they all go to college for free. They have free healthcare. So, like, I want to know, why and listen, I don't have student debt, so like I can't like comment on this, but if I did, I would be fuming.
Yeah.
Because the bottom line is, I think in a few years they're going to have to wipe away all the student debt. So all the people who paid their student debt, that sucks, because now you're going to pay it, and in a couple of years all of the rest of the people who didn't, it's going to be wiped. Because the bottom line is, if AI continues to replace jobs and the market continues to move the way it is, there's no way the average American can pay off that debt.
And you know what? Why would you buy into a system? Why would you emotionally buy into a system that you are not physically bought into? Why would you care about your community if you don't, you don't care about your lawn because it's not your lawn? So you don't mow your lawn. You don't make your house look nice.
That's what, and look at California.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't blame young people for voting for Zoran Mondani and for voting for this crazy bitch in the housing department now. That's just going to go, well, we're just going to take the house.
But I think, one thing I think we have to combat, and as voices as Republicans, I think we have to remember AI is going to play a role in socialism. AI tends to have the topics and the conversations around AI has a very globalist agenda and view on it. Even things in comments Elon has made about universal basic income, they tend to be tread a fine line of socialism.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So you know like my big thing is like, again, I really do fear, and then we're going to keep going down these roads of like, let's solve all these other countries' problems. We have serious problems, and we have to fix them. And I really I love Trump. I support Trump. I work for a campaign. Like, I'm begging this administration to really look at home, because the American people, the voter who came out and voted for you, is counting on you. They're counting on these 3 years, and they're counting on all of us to make sure midterms do not fail us.
Well, there's 2 members of people running for Congress on Long Island who should listen to that, hire me, so they'll win. Even if I'm going kind of full Andrew Wilson right now, but smoking a cigarette on camera. But
I mean, so many great points, valid concerns. I agree with so much of this. I don't know how people are affording anything as it is. I already think people are racking up credit card debt. Like, it's only going to get worse. So, and I think, Madeline, like, there's so many people in agreement with what you're saying right now. There's a lot
like she brought up Israel too, but like what we were talking about earlier, Germany, college tuition is free in Germany, but we're providing their defense, right? Like, why? Like, it's such a trend or whatever. Like, internationally, we provide this country with their defense or whatever, and then they can invest in their people or whatever, and we're not investing.
Go look at what Saudi Arabia pays in taxes. 0.
Exactly.
Do they pay healthcare? 0. Like,
exactly.
It's mind blowing. It's almost like we are we really are like a Venezuela. When you compare some of these other countries that we provide money to, we are no better than them. It's insane. And as a Republican, like, we are the ones that are supposed to be full stop and like say what happened to caring about like our families. If we're so family oriented, we better start fucking talking about our children and start talking about what the future holds, because it is not like, it is scary. And I think people should really start to realize family compounds. First, it was billionaires are getting these compounds and like these doomsday things, right? Now, everybody's investing in family compounds for a reason. And like, that should tell everybody we have problems on the home front, and who we really need to step up is DOJ, FBI. We need them to step up. We need the small business. We need everybody on the economic side of the cabinet to step up. It doesn't help that a lot of the VCs and a lot of the private equity guys, Trump is a very smart businessman, but there's a lot of private equity that goes on. There's a lot of things that are happening. And to be honest, we just need to really help the American people, because I don't trust the Democrats to do it. You think look at what the Democrats Nobody wants to be on Section 8, right? We all know the Democrats would love for everybody to live Section 8 life, right? That is, if you want me to think of what UBI is, UBI means all of us are going to be on Section 8.
Yeah. And then they can take, and then what's going to happen is people are going to get dependent on it, like Social Security, and then they'll be able to dictate whether or not it can be taken away.
They can turn on your cars. They can turn, if you have a Tesla, they can turn on your car. They can turn off your car. There's
I was at Turning Point and somebody ordered one of those fucking Waymoos.
Oh, fuck
no. Fuck all that. I need a driver in my vehicle.
I'm just saying, I know it's a very long game. I get it. It doesn't seem like it's a tomorrow thing. But you guys, the midterms...
Tomorrow gets here quick.
It's going to get here quick. And
Trump came down the escalator.
I'm going to tell you this. 2028 election, we thought this election's vital. 2028 is life or death for our country. It really is. If Gavin Newsom wins and we import 40,000 to 50,000 more people into this country, it is over.
Yeah. I mean, look, let's put this into perspective. Trump came down the escalator a decade ago. A full decade.
Yeah.
Today, MTV said they are no longer going to be airing music. You want to talk about how quickly time flies? Like, Angela, you believe that? Music TV doesn't play music anymore. Now it's all 16-year-old pregnant girls and dance moms.
You're talking about like Room Raiders. Do you guys remember Room Raiders?
Yes.
Hold on. One more message in the private chat.
Okay.
Yeah, I already know. You told us. I already know.
Okay, then
I know. I don't know if they know, but I know. I thought I don't think Madeline was there for that conversation, but yeah.
No fucking way. I not.
And it is available in the ether.
I know. I'm glad you reminded us because I forgot to go down that deep dive. So.
If you find it, you will add yourself. I will add you.
Kevin, I got you numbered.
Go ahead. Which is just God, don't show the tape up. Because like
my God,
that so Pauly D blowout I had was, it wasn't great.
I love Pauly D. I actually really like Jersey Shore.
I do. Me too.
You need to know something. Like, you know why we all hated it? Because like that was our life. Like, you know how many Affliction T-shirts I had? Like that was
I am a sucker for Jersey Shore. I do really love that.
Jaeger bombs and gin and tonic were not like out of the realm.
Yeah. Did you yell Cavs here?
Well, no, they were ridiculous. But that's why when they went to Italy and they all threw tomatoes at them.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Yes.
Yeah. By the way, that's not a torso. That's an ass. A great ass. A phenomenal ass.
I just had to answer that for Dave. Okay, guys, I know for the sake of time, we didn't get to Tim Walz, but like this has been a great conversation. I've really, really enjoyed hearing everyone's thoughts on all of this. So much was covered that was incredible. So we're just gonna skip Tim. I was gonna do a rapid fire, whatever thoughts, but it's okay because I want to make time because Madeline broke some news earlier in your post.
I'm gonna bounce quick before she does this, just because.
Okay.
I gotta be up at 6.
Yeah, no worries. I know you're tired, and
and Madeline's got a video to go find apparently.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
We want to make sure everyone has time to do that tonight.
So. I always find Kevin has a lot of Kesha problems. I'm just gonna keep bringing them out. It's like
wait, did you say Kesha problems?
That's what I thought.
Like party girl like I feel like this is like the best of like the the best of the 90s is like all coming back.
My life was you need to know this. The early 2010s it didn't happen. Yeah. Like it was just one big pill. Like
I don't like if I look back, I don't even want to go down that road.
Hot and dangerous. Well, thank you guys. I'll catch you on the next
one. Good night, Kevin.
Good night, Kevin. Thank you. So Madeline, if you wanted to just touch base and share a little bit about
today's January 6th. So I'm just sitting here working, talking to clients. One of my other clients called, and one of the J6ers who, with his wife, there was a warrant out for his arrest. Adam Lavilla, he They evaded basically getting arrested, and they left the country, and they came back when the pardon came when Trump got elected. And it's he's pretty well known for that. Adam called me as a J6er, and he was able to. There was a meeting with the Democrats held a meeting. It was supposed to be in the Pelosi room. It ended up being in the House visitation room. It was moved last minute. Adam sneaks into this. It's supposed to be a public meeting. He ends up sitting right next to Nancy Pelosi. And he calls me right after it to try to get like more media attention on this, because he basically said the entire meeting was about J6. They have new sizzle reels out. They have lists of rearrests. So there's already pages that the Democrats have put up for rearrest. They brought in, who did they bring? Oh, they brought in Pam Hemphill, who's a huge critic of Donald Trump. Everyone remembers that. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, the Democrats, the reason for me, I found it like valid is he's saying, why are there no Republicans here? So he stands up and he's like, why are there no Republicans here to basically ask questions or fight back on this? It's supposed to be a public meeting. They escort him out, but it is live on YouTube. And then somebody did in the comments, like, be like, oh, well, why didn't you post this clip? Well, I was just I was on the phone tweeting as he was telling me this. Doing what I do for a living, a lot of people call me with stories to pitch for media and things like that. So, but I just tweeted it out because I'm always very critical of the DOJ and the FBI, especially on here. So I wanted to at least say this. Again, the Democrats have a packet of all of the rearrests that this will be top of the line. They're going about democracy, and they have, I guess it's like a brand new sizzle reel for J6. And he said it was the most inflammatory, like, disgusting thing he's ever seen. He said the rhetoric is gone even. He's like, I didn't think the rhetoric could get worse around this. And it is. And he's like, why were there no Republicans there to defend us? It's supposed to be a public hearing. And then it really brings out the point, like, people like me, people like you, all of us who have voices out there, even on smaller podcasts, large podcasts, people that commentate on news channels, people that are J6ers that go in and ask questions. I think it's a scary time for everybody because the Democrats have no fucking problem throwing people in jail. And that's really my big issue for Trump and like for this administration. And this goes back to, if you do not make some real arrests, Tulsi brought them Russiagate. Tulsi, there is things about J6. What about the FBI that played a part in this? Why has Kash Patel not come out with this? The Democrats have a packet that all of them were handed that basically had a list of people that they're going to rearrest. I'm sorry. I don't want to sit around and wait. And that really scares me. If we lose midterms, I also think due to the political violence, due to the fear of Democrats winning in 2028, I think we're going to see a lot of voices start to go quiet because there is a fear. And now we've got Republicans like Harmeet Dillon calling for Republicans to get arrested or indicted if they say anything against the Trump cabinet. Why is it always us that have to go to jail? Why are the Democrats? Why are we not fighting back? Look at what they did to Trump. I don't understand why Trump does not have Pam Bondi fired yet. Like, if I were him, I would want all of these people arrested. So yeah, I broke this story. I didn't post the link because I was literally on the phone with Adam. I wasn't really looking for the links to it. I was on the phone with the guy that you'll see in the hearing. And, you know, he's always available for questions and whatnot. But I think it brings a great point. Like, they do not forget. J6 happened a long time ago. And if they're bringing this back up and they have rearrest, they're saying that we should have them monitored. Hey, guys, if we lose the House, you best believe we are all going to be monitored. Yeah, I think we all should be nervous.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that. I'm happy that he told you that. That's a really, I mean,
it's on YouTube now, so you can go see this person. Like, can't lie about it because like it's alive, and so you see him, and somebody like posted a clip of it. You know, the J6ers are obviously angry. They all are fighting their way into politics, so you have to take each one in their story.
Yeah,
how it is. But again, he's one of the ones that I do talk to that does really put in the work and the time in DC. And what happened today that does scare me, because I am scared that Republicans are going to see time behind bars if we do not see real arrests.
Evan and Angela asked this question to me when we had a podcast, like I can't remember, it was a few weeks ago. Anyways,
Yeah.
They were talking about what they thought was the biggest issue or whatever, and I was like, the DOJ. Everything that you just said is exactly why I was saying the DOJ is the biggest issue in 2026. That is what is not going to, that's what's going to turn conservatives off. If they do not run some of this stuff down, exactly what you said, people are going to be afraid, because Democrats have zero issue throwing somebody in prison. They have zero issue locking somebody up who is on the opposite side of the political spectrum, and they seem to get it done. And you know, like what was the guy, the Proud Boys founder or whatever, the 20-something years, he wasn't even at January 6th, 20-something years in prison they had this dude locked up for. And that's we're going to see it all over again. And like, I don't know why, like, people, like, you know, a lot of conservatives are like, well, you know, we should be celebrating, we're getting some wins with Trump or whatever. Like, yeah, I get that, but the thing is like, this is coming for us. To pretend it's not. So
also, no one died when the Democrats like do have office. Like Charlie Kirk was just shot. Like, we've had Republicans have bomb threats. We've had people delivered pizza. Next thing you know, like, I mean, this is getting insane. Why it never happens on the other side? Like, we never do that. And I'm sorry, we always want to play this due process bullshit. The Democrats don't play that game.
No.
And I really do think if we don't turn down this rhetoric of like, and like with the Democrats, and if we don't find a way to meet halfway, we are in trouble. And the bottom line is this: Trump leaves office in 2028. He's not going to give a damn about the J6, because, yeah, sure, he'll come out and comment on it. Do I think he's going to fundraise and still help Republicans? Yes, I do. But at the same time, it's like his time will be past. But all of these Republicans that are talking about J6, that have supported J6ers, they could end up behind bars. And Kash Patel, you sat there and you said there was a psyop. You know that the fucking FBI infiltrated that day. Where the hell are you? Today is J6. They're having meetings. And where in the are the Republicans? Why was the Ethics Committee? Why were the Republicans? Where was Comer? Where are all these people that want to talk about all these things? I don't give a damn about these hearings. Why were you not there to ask what the hell was going on?
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely some telling, you know, inside information that is quite eye-opening. And I think that, again, when we talk about like people lumping people all into one category, I think it's important what you said, that everyone's story on January 6th that day is different. And everyone, like, I think everyone just on the left tends to lump all J6ers into one category without knowing everyone's individual story. And I
mean, if you watch that sizzle reel, yeah, it does look like an insurrection.
Right.
I could make a sizzle reel that makes it look like an insurrection. We all could. It's all I'm trying to say is, I guess the reason I found it news is, yeah, I think J6 is always going to be an anniversary. It's always going to be about democracy. But it really does scare me that the Democrats already have a hit list. And the only thing I've really heard lately is Harmeet Dillon come out and say, we are going to start arresting Republicans that are going against the Trump cabinet and speaking out on it. And what about Democrats?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And another thing I thought is what you thought is that it is weird that there's still on that train. Like, it's like you said, it happened a long time ago. The fact that they feel that adamantly to still be pursuing it and going after it. I feel like
then we need to go after Russiagate, Pam. Tulsi handed you black and white evidence.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
This is where I'm going with that. Like, I'm so confused. And I just think time's ticking.
Yeah.
So I that's really why it was important. I'm glad you let me talk about it. But
yeah,
it's sad. And I think all Republicans should really be careful and think about what they're saying. think about everything that we're voting for, and that really we've got to get midterms, and we've got to start putting pressure on DOJ. Start calling out, Trump wants indictments. I know he does. He's come out and said it. He's called on Pam Bondi. We saw his frustration in September. I do believe in the heart of heart, Trump wants to see it. We need to put pressure on the White House and on Trump to either make Pam Bondi do her damn job, or we need to find a replacement.
Yeah, we lost a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to encourage, people who think they have their minds made up about January 6th, and people who were there and, arrested, whatever, spent time in, I would encourage people to really get more information, to watch this, to learn more about, because I have talked and interviewed a lot of individuals who, were arrested there, whatever, spent time in prison. And it has been really eye-opening for me. I think that, my own, idea of that day is very different years ago than it is now. And part of that is by actually having conversations with people and hearing their experience on that day, and since. And again, I just encourage people, if you think you have your mind made up, why not just see, right? Why not just learn more, gather more information before you make judgments. And
they want to use this to stir the pot. If we lose midterms, we're going to see Trump impeached. They're going to continue. They're just going to use this to stir the pot, bring back up democracy. And I'm telling you, we lose midterms, I have very little hope in winning 2028.
Yeah. Well, that does not,
But
I don't agree with it. Right. Yeah. So that's, it's disappointing to.
Well, we had an entire year to get something done on the election integrity issue, and we haven't done it. We haven't done anything like the DOJ, the election integrity issue. Why can't we have a voter ID bill? Why haven't we done that? We had the House for an entire year. We have the Senate. We have all three branches. The executive, legislative, and judicial branch are all in control of Republicans right now. Why don't we have a voter ID bill? But there's absolutely no reason not to.
There's been a lot of parties at the White House. I swear, it's every day there's a new foreign leader coming in, and we have a party for Indians. We have a party for Jewish people. We have a party for. It's not just about Jewish people. There was a bunch of fucking Indians that came in recently. I'm sick of it. Fix our country. The American people want answers. Bottom line, and everybody wants to know why Republicans are always the people who go to jail. Why is it Republicans that consistently have to defend their freedom and their rights, but Democrats just want to call it democracy and spin the narrative? It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Well, thank you so much, Madeline, for sharing that. I encourage everyone to, his name is, I had it here.
Adam Lavella. I can never say it.
Villarreal or Villarreal. Yeah. So check out Madeline's, it was on X, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll post the YouTube link on that under it. And because that's the other weird part, like I said, they said it was public. They moved it last minute to a different place. And then they didn't let anybody in, really. He snuck in there with them, and it was all Democrats. I don't know if Republicans just didn't want to go, but these are the things I want to see Republicans at. I don't give a damn if you're at some menorah lighting. Don't care. Go to this. This is what I want to see. Yeah. I would have been proud if I would have seen one congressional Republican sitting in the back by themselves. I would have literally endorsed the shit out of them, and I would have posted their photo and been thank you for at least trying to make a point to be there and defend us. I mean, and that's a part of the political game, and I expect for Republicans to step up and start playing the game.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. You're the best. You rock. Everyone follow them. Madeline, Jay, Kevin. Did you guys want to shout out anything going on this week? You don't have to, but just
Angela's the best. We love coming and hanging out with Angela.
It's so fun. I like it. And we can not all see eye to eye on certain things and we can disagree, right? But it's done in a like we're all friends. Like we all would hang out and, you know, we respect each other and we can have a good conversation together. So I appreciate you guys so much. I really enjoy you being here on the stream and all that you bring to it. Couldn't do it without you. So thank you. Jay, do you have any spaces or shows going on this
I got
week?
2 shows tomorrow. I got one congressional candidate, Bo Brown. He's running for Marjorie Taylor Greene's slot. And then I have a retired Navy fighter pilot later on tomorrow night. So check it out.
Amazing. Everybody tune in for those. Thank you guys so much. This was really an incredible first stream of 2026. I really enjoyed it. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Bye.
I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. Good night. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Bold Voices. I will be back actually doing an extra stream tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? I'm still trying to get this whole new year, what day is it situation going on. But yes, so typical streams are Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow is kind of a pop-up, but maybe we'll be doing Wednesdays regularly. We'll see what happens. But tomorrow I'll be streaming at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I'll have Adam Coleman here talking about his latest article, I believe, for the New York Post. So tune in for that if you can, or watch it afterwards. And Thursday, I'll be back as well at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So thank you guys so much. Please like, subscribe, all that jazz. And I appreciate you all. Thank you for interacting with us in the chat. I really love seeing what you all have to say. And as much as possible, I try to bring it into the conversation. So that's really fun to do too. And yeah, couldn't do it without you either. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope this is a beautiful year for everyone. I know this can be a lot. There's so much going on. I mean, in general and politically, and we've talked a lot about how it affects our mental health, and myself included. You know, things can be so polarizing. And part of my purpose that I've been working on for a while, starting with spaces, my podcast, the live streams, is like trying to bring people together. And, you know, showing that it's okay that we can disagree about things, but still get along and have meaningful, you know, conversations to try to connect. And, you know, in terms of like unity and, you know, we might have different ideas about how to make things better, but we might as well talk about it, right? And maybe change some people's minds, just share ideas. And I think at the end of the day, a lot of us want the same things. And so my hope is that, you know, by doing these streams and podcasts episodes, that, you know, it's helping make progress in that world. And not everyone agrees with that. I mean, definitely, you know, but that's part of it. So, you know, I'm doing my best to use my platform for good. It's important to me to be honest, to keep it real. I feel like that is bold. So you might agree, you might not agree, but like, that's okay. We can all be in the same space, hopefully, and talk in a respectful way about the things that are important to us and what we're passionate about and our ideas and our beliefs and the way we see things. And that's going to look very differently because we're all very different individuals with different backgrounds and perspectives and influences. So that's a natural thing and that's okay. So it's actually really, and I know I probably say this all the time, but it's actually really weird to think that we would all agree about everything. Like that doesn't even make sense. So, yeah, let's keep doing it. Let's keep being bold and embracing these conversations and this open dialogue. And yeah, this safe space that's hopefully positive and transformative and a good thing. So Thank you guys so much again. Enjoy the rest of your night. If you're around tomorrow afternoon, I'll see you at 3 p.m. Eastern time and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you guys so much. Happy 2026. I hope this is going to be a good year for us. It's been a lot these past several years now. It's like I'm probably more than several at this point. So thank you guys so much. Good night, and I'll see you soon.